Prokaryotes, they are everywhere. These guys were here well before we were. They lived and evolved all alone on Earth for many years. Prokaryotes are found wherever there is life. You will not find, as a human, you will not find an area where prokaryotes don't exist. Maybe you're watching this lecture on your cell phone right now. There are a bunch of prokaryotes that are existing on your cell phone right now. Sorry, they're there. They're there to stay. That's their spot. That's their home. There are a bunch of prokaryotes underneath your fingernails right now. There are a bunch of prokaryotes in your gut. They are just a part of life, and we have learned to live with these guys because they lived here before us. And so we have learned to form a symbiotic relationship with many of them. Here I can actually see a pin, and on the very pinpoint of that pin, if I blow it up, check out all those prokaryotes that are in that orange, orange yellow color right here. There are many of these guys. They have a collective biomass. If I take all the prokaryotes on Earth, they have a collective biomass at least 10 times that of all eukaryotes. There are just so many of them that exist. Even though we can't see them, they're there. Prokaryotes can thrive in habitats that are too cold, too hot, too salty, too acidic, too alkaline for any eukaryote. They have learned to adapt in their environments. And prokaryotes, unfortunately, are the cause of about half of all human diseases. You might have already seen a disease, or no, you haven't done that yet. Your bacterial isolation lab that you can do later, you are going to be collecting samples on a chicken farm. Salmonella is what you're going to be looking at there. Definitely a bacteria that can cause disease in food that we ingest. So talking about the prokaryotes that we do live with. So microbiota is known as the community of microorganisms that live in and on our bodies. I just discussed your fingernails, your gut. Yeah, these guys aid in digestion. They help us out. They aid in digestion. They help with decomposing dead cells. They get rid of waste that would be there that otherwise we wouldn't get rid of. They help us defend against disease-causing pathogens. So your microbiota are actually pretty good for you. The bacteria in your body outnumber your own cells 10 to 1. So you're possibly more bacteria than yourself. I actually want to bring up, not on your test, but I do want to bring up an interesting concept that scientists are discussing right now called the hygienic hypothesis. Basically, humans have become too sanitary for our own good. In this sanitary environment that we live in and exposing our children to really has been to their detriment for a lot of different reasons. So now I don't want to say that, being more sanitary is bad. It's actually increased lifespan quite significantly, but there is a point where we've gotten a little bit too sanitary. And because of this over sanitation, and we're not being exposed to prokaryotes, I should say, as much as we were in the past, this has led to an increase in other infectious diseases, an increase in cancer. It's shown to increase allergies and asthma in particular, and our own immune system attacking our own cells. A really good some good evidence to this, because this is something that scientists are discussing. It's not proven yet. But some really good evidence right now are cesarean sections. So a lot of babies, previously, a lot of babies were born by cesarean sections, and those babies were shown to have increases in all these different things. Babies born cesarean, they're not exposed to the mother's microbiota during the birthing process, all that bacteria through the vaginal canal. And these babies were actually shown to have more allergies, asthma, autoimmune disorders. Babies born through the birthing canal are exposed to the vagina bacteria, and these babies are actually shown to have a benefit in life if the birthing process takes place that way. And so because of this, we actually see a lot of hospitals showing a decrease in cesareans now that we've become aware that perhaps that's not a good route to take. That's becoming a little bit too sanitary, because a lot of cesareans, not a lot, but some were elective. Obviously, not everybody can have this opportunity. And so some cesareans are very important for the life of the mother and the life of the child. But when the mother and child are able to give birth through the canal, that's promoted today, as it wasn't in the past.